tens of thousands of displaced Iranians are returning home to Tehran. They are trickling back into the capital as a fragile ceasefire in the Israel-Iran war continues to hold. Catalina Gomez is a Tehran-based correspondent for France 24 Network, and she joins us now. Catalina, good to get you on the line. Let's talk about the Iranian capital and what the atmosphere is like there right now.
Hello. Okay, as you will say that many people are returning. I mean, it was a weekend. Today is the last day of this weekend. Friday, tomorrow will start the first week after the war finished. Then people are expecting to go back to the office, to the shops, and the life will go back to normal. But as you were saying also, there is a lot of uncertainty. People know that there is this ceasefire that has been holding so far until the moment, even though there are some weird things happening, like certain explosions in buildings or apartments here and there that they say that there are gas pipes, but people have the suspicions because they have seen how sometimes Israel has behaved in Lebanon, in Gaza after the ceasefire. But anyway, the government keeps this ceasefire, people are going back to work, but the reality is people are really affected by the war for many reasons. First, psychological. People in this country really remember what was this war during the Iraqi war in the 80 decades. And even if the young people were not born in that moment, they have listened from their parents and from their grandparents, and they are really still affected. And from the economic point of view, Iran is in a country in a really difficult economic situation, especially due to these economic sanctions that has been imposed in the country, plus mismanagement that is recognized in this country. Then the situation is not really good. And now, after 12 days of a stop and the uncertainty that the war will bring, is worse. I was talking with people in the bazaar in the last 2 days, and really people are also angry with the system because two things happen in Iran. People really protect the country. People really protect the states and was really against Israel. I mean, I'm not talking about the majority, but the majority, they really try to protect Iran, and that's why they support a certain way the system, even though many of them don't support them, as we have seen in the last years, especially in these demonstrations. But now that the war is finished, they are starting to ask more things from the government. What are you going to give us now? How you are going to promise us economy? How you are going to protect us? You have been telling us for years that we are protected. Now we know that we are not. How these Israeli planes really have the control of the skies of Tehran. And then there is many issues happening in the internal level that probably will have consequences in the next weeks or months.
Catalina, if the people in Iran are asking of their government, how are you going to support us now that the war has ended? How are you going to protect us? Is the Iranian leader, the supreme leader, or anyone in the regime answering their questions?
Not yet, definitely. We just saw after many days of silence of the supreme leader, how he appears yesterday in the television to say and to repeat the speech of the Islamic Republic that they are victorious, that there is exaggeration what the President Trump was saying, that they really beat Israel and they are especially under United States. But the reality in the field is that the people really believe that, of course, the country is protected, that the war is finished, but they are far from belief that they are so victorious, as at least the people who are not with the system, that as they say. And of course, what we have seen just now is one post in his Truth social media of President Trump, very strong against the supreme leader, saying that how you talk to me like that, I protect you from being killed in a very difficult way. Actually, even the President Trump was talking about that he was planning to lift the sanctions for Iran and to start a new attack. But after what happened with this speech of the supreme leader yesterday, he stopped everything, that Iran has to come to the right path of the negotiations and being with honey and not to treat with vinegar. Then again, the relationships are very tense now. I don't believe, but of course I'm just an observer who has been here for many years, that the supreme leader will change the speech towards President Trump at this moment. Let's see what happens tomorrow. There's going to be the huge mobilization in the main street of the center of Tehran, the Hiyobun Engelab, the Revolution Street. There's going to be the funeral of all these commanders and nuclear science who were killed during these 12 days of war. Many people, especially people close to the system, are expected to be there, and we are expecting to hear speeches. I don't really believe that Supreme Leader probably will be there, but people very high-ranking in the system, and to see what they have to say to this new post of President Trump. Of course, the situation is not really good, and Iranians, even if there is not war in this moment, they are absolutely worried.
France 24 journalist Catalina Gomez in Tehran. Very good to get your insights. Thank you so much.
Thank you.